Hey everyone, so today I am back here to talk to you guys while this fan is blowing. Talk to you guys about some stuff, how this video came to be. So today's video is not a rant video, but more of a story video because a lot of people were requesting it. And in my spring haul / giveaway video that I had some pretty bad experiences with Hollister, so I'm going to talk about those today because I got so many messages of people. They were like, please tell, so I'll tell you guys. I think that's pretty much everything. So let's go ahead and get started. Basically, I haven't shopped at Hollister in 2 years, I think. Basically, a disclaimer for this video is I'm not telling you that you can't shop there, and I'm not. If you don't know, a couple months ago, I think Hollister and Abercrombie came out with this giant thing talking about how they don't want fat people shopping at their store and how they, and that's a whole completely different subject of something, and I don't like the company because they said that. I mean, basically, I've had my sister and I pretty bad experiences there, and so basically my experience was, this was I think like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and so we go in, we were all shopping for stuff. They had a huge sale there, and like we all wanted to get skirts together because back then Hollister skirts were like all the rage and all that. I tried it on and it looked really cute, so I bought it. And so I went up there and gave it to the guy to check out. So we checked out, my friends checked out before me, and then I checked out. So he gives me all my stuff in my bag, says have a good day, and we leave, and the buzzer goes off, like, you know, when you're stealing something. So I was like, oh, maybe he just like forgot a tag or something because I didn't steal anything. So I go back up there and he was like, let me see your stuff. And so this is the same guy who checked me out. So he looks in and there's one of those little scanner things left on it, the magnets that, so in case something gets stolen, that thing goes off. So he goes, okay, well, let me see your receipt. And I was like, you didn't, I looked through my bag and I'm like, oh, you didn't give me one. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I need the receipt to take this off, otherwise you stole it. And I was like, you just checked me out, like, you know that I just bought this, like, literally there was no one else in the store. It was like hardly anyone in the store. It had been like 2 minutes since I'd walked out the door. And so he's like, well, I guess it might have gotten thrown away or something like that. He's talking to me like I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. I was like, dude, I just got checked out. Like, you literally just checked me out. Like, if it would have been two different people, it would have been a different story. It was the same guy who checked me out. So he was like, well, I guess we'll look through the trash. So he like pulls out the trash and starts digging through it, and he's like, well, I don't see anything. I'm like, dude, I keep telling him, I'm like, you just checked me out, like, is there any way you could like get your manager out here and talk to her about like getting this thing off here, because I just paid for this, and I wasn't gonna leave the store. Like, it's the principle of the thing now. I'm not gonna leave the store after I just paid for this. Like, I know it wasn't an expensive skirt or anything like that, but it's the principle of the thing, and I don't think you should be telling me that I stole something when you just checked me out. And he knew who I was. So I was like, can you get your manager out here and tell her that you checked me out and that you don't know where the receipt is, you lost the receipt, and, you know, it's fine. I wasn't even getting angry at this point. I was like, all right, whatever, you know, as long as I can just get this and leave, I don't really care. I'm back right now, but I'll go see. So he goes back there, comes back out and says, okay, well, she'll be out in like a minute or something. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So he keeps looking through the trash, and so like, so what's the problem here? And I was like, okay, I just bought this skirt. It's got one of those scanner buzzer things on it, and I just want to take it off, but I don't have my receipt because he checked me out and he forgot to give it to me. There's nothing wrong. I'm not angry at him. Can you please just take it off? And she goes, well, did you check her out? To the guy, and he's like, well, she's saying I checked her out. And I was like, you literally just told me I'll go get her and tell her I checked you out. What are you doing? And so he's making it seem like I stole it now. Like, he's like, well, I mean, we don't know. Maybe she did try and take it. I'm like, dude, you just checked me out. Like, look at your camera footage or something. I was here. I bought this. So, like, there was nothing else in my bag at all. Like, literally the skirt inside my bag. That was it. I didn't buy anything else. And he was like, well, no. And so I had gone with a couple other friends and their mom, and one of them's mom. We were all there, and somebody's mom was there, and she like walked up and she's like, what's going on here? And he was like, well, she's saying that I did this and I don't know. And I was like, so at this point I was kind of getting worried because I was like, are they gonna try and tell me that I stole this? Like, I literally hate this store. I only came in here because my friends wanted to, and they wanted to buy clothes here, and I just got a skirt because it was cheap and cute. And this guy's like, well, you know, we have to see what we're gonna do. And the manager's like, well, can you find her receipt? And I was like, how are you supposed to know it's my receipt if I didn't pay with like my credit card? I paid with cash. So how are we supposed to know that it's mine? And like, the whole moral of the story is the fact that they were not cooperating with me. Like, the guy was lying to me, and he was like, well, I'll tell her that I checked you out. And then he comes out and he's like, well, she said I checked her out. I don't know. And I was like, do you have like 20-second brain waves? Like, do you not remember? I mean, got in there and was like, don't you dare say that, you know you checked her out. And eventually he was like, well, yeah, I did check her out. And I was like, why couldn't you have said that from the beginning? Why'd you have to play these games? The manager was not being nice either, because she was like, well, if you stole this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I didn't steal it. Do you understand how much effort that would have taken me? So I ended up getting the skirt after like 25 or 30 minutes there, standing and talking to this person, because he was like, well, just being irrational. They weren't listening. Like, there have been so many times in my life that I've gotten those scanners things still stuck on and people just take them off. They're just like, okay, okay. So that was the first thing, and it wasn't, and I just felt like they were kind of insulting me. I don't know. And so then when my sister and I went another time, they're very biased towards your size there. If you're not like a 00, you shouldn't be shopping in that store, according to them. Like, that's not my opinion on that, but I mean, that's just them. And that's like they said when they came out with that thing, well, you know, we don't want fat people shopping here, blah, blah, blah. Well, like, my sister and I went in to go get jeans there one time, and the guy was like, well, you know, my sister and I were like, can we get a pair of jeans? And he was like, well, you know, we're gonna have to get the ladder out. So in front of all of these people, he goes and pulls out the ladder and like looks through all the top stack and starts pulling stuff out. In front of these people to like make a show and make, you know, I haven't had them like openly call me fat or things like that, but what they do is like subliminal messages of like that you're not welcome there. And like, I've had so many of the sales assistants just like brush me off and just say rude things like, just, do you really want to try that on? And it's just like, I don't need to go shopping in a place where they're gonna like be rude to me. If I'm spending my money there, you should be as nice to me as you can be. Like, that's like, if I don't ask for your help or your opinion on something, don't give it. I mean, I'm just saying, I have not shopped there since. Like, I don't go in there, I don't try stuff on, I don't tell people to go in there, and you know, like I said, it's your opinion of whatever you want to do, but after they make you feel that way, don't go there. And honestly, I've had a lot of people talk to me. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of people saying how terrible the people can be. Like, oh, do you really want to buy that? I'm like, yes, I want to buy this. You want to know something? If you work in retail and you think something doesn't look good on me, who cares? If I take it from you and if I pay for something and I want to go outside and burn it, that shouldn't matter to you because you're just selling it to me. It shouldn't be like, well, are you sure you want to wear it? Yes, I'm sure I want to wear that. Like, why do you care what I'm wearing? Honestly, Hollister has gone down so badly. Like, I don't see people shopping there at all. Like, I mean, I see middle schoolers shopping there, but that's when we shopped there. So I mean, like, I see like younger people shopping there, but I don't see like, they want the cool kids wearing their products, and I don't see that because cool people don't want to discriminate against people and call people fat. Yeah, that was just my little story there. If you guys have had any stories about what's happened to you there, you can leave them down below or something like that if you want to talk to me about it. You know, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time video. If you want to see more story videos, you can ask me questions or something. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys back here later. What am I doing with my hands?